We're going to have a look at a whole lot more gear. In the last video we looked at cameras and lenses. We're going to look at a bit of audio and some grip. You know, it's really important to have great camera gear and great lenses to capture the images and the video we want to get. But there's a whole lot of other super important stuff when we're generating the amount of content that we're going to be creating. So the very first thing I want to talk to you about is audio. You know, I generate a huge amount of video, and I don't think anyone will deny that one of the most important things when you're generating video is high quality audio. Now, we're doing a few different things, and there's a couple of real challenges with audio. Normally we would use radio mics. These are a Sennheiser pack. One sits on top of the camera, one sits on my belt, and the two connect, and we record the audio that way. Now, they're radio mics, and the radio frequencies that they work on we can use here in Australia. Unfortunately, you can't take them internationally and use them. So that presents a challenge, because I don't want to be going to Chile and buying another set. They're quite expensive. So what we have is we have a couple of these fantastic little units. This is the Olympus LS P4 audio recorder. I've got two of these. One of them right now is recording the audio that you can hear. It's connected to a lapel mic that's sitting on my shirt. Now this guy sits in my pocket at all times, and then we have another recorder sitting on the camera just to get some ambient noise, and the microphone in the camera captures the audio. Now what we do is in post-production we take all of those audio recordings and we sync them. And so the video that you are watching right now is a combination of, is only the audio that I'm recording here from this microphone here, but I've synced it with the audio on the camera. A couple of other things about these recorders that I really love. They are tiny. I mean, this thing is absolutely minuscule. Great battery life. It records in a whole lot of different ways. But here's a pretty cool thing. So if I pull out that's a USB. So it means I don't even have to have cards and all that. I plug that guy straight into my laptop and we're good to go. Great little recorders, looking forward to them. All of the testing that I've done, the quality of the sound is fantastic. So that's audio, a good lapel mic, and we're good to go. As always, the biggest challenge that we have is weight. We're limited to about 70 kilos, but we're not just limited to weight. It's also tricky when you're talking about tripods and stuff, is you need to get it into a small thing. I don't want to be lugging around great big crates when I'm going overseas. So let's take a look at tripods. So I'm taking this big guy. Now the nice thing about this is it's high, it's nice, but because it's carbon fiber and magnesium, it's really light. Over here is another tripod that I love. Now the camera that is recording this is sitting on a second one of these, so they're a great little Manfrotto carbon fiber leg as well. This guy's got a pretty complex head on it. I'll probably be taking the ball head that is sitting over there right now that this camera is on. But these guys are great, really lightweight tripods, and they just work. I have thrashed all of these tripods. They go in the ocean, they've gone away with me overseas, and they've never failed. Now, here is a brand new addition. I just picked this up the other day, and I'll show you this guy. So this is the Manfrotto B3 Live. So yeah, this is a beautiful little tripod. I'm not gonna close it up, but you'll see in another video, it folds up tiny. It's got a really nice quality fluid head on it, which when you're shooting video is quite important. Of course, a lot of our video is going to be handheld. And with the stabilization that's built into the Olympus gear, you don't have to be using tripods as much as we normally would. But for a nice locked off shot, or when Kyrie is shooting me doing an interview and she doesn't want to be holding the camera for 20 minutes, this is beautiful. It's super lightweight, incredibly small, and folds up tiny into a tiny little pack. And here's another thing. I have a lot of big video heads that you can level without having to muck around with the legs. Watch this guy. So we just loosen that off, and I have total freedom on the head. And what that means is that no matter what your legs are doing, you can really quickly level up, lock it off, and we're good to go for shooting some video. So that guy is great. So those are the tripods that I'm taking. I'm only taking 3. I think it's enough. I am taking several cameras though. I am taking this little tripod actually. Here's another one. These are wonderful. This is again a Manfrotto product. It's made of steel, absolutely bulletproof. This guy here will easily hold one of these cameras, and the reason I love it so much is that when I'm off to the side doing my light painting, I can leave this tripod way over somewhere else with maybe the EM10 or the EM5 on it, pointing up at the sky, shooting a time lapse or some other great thing. And of course, tiny, which is what we want when we're traveling. All right. Here's another piece of grip that I'm taking. So this is, although it looks very bulky, it's quite heavy. But what I love about this one here, and the main reason we take these, bugger, hang on, I'll just go and get what I'm going to use that for. Here is a Manfrotto multi-grip. Now, the reason that I take this and the reason it's so robust is we use it for this guy. So this is a lead lens or MT18 torch, and I'm going to be using this a lot for backlighting and bits and pieces. And what it means is I can pop that in there, and that will grip onto, will hold onto the torch, sit on the ground. Or I can put this onto a light stand or a tripod, and there we go. Perfect for backlighting the Moai or other crazy things that we're going to be doing. So let's talk about light. These panels here I've been using for some time. They're a LED Go panel, and they are beautiful. And what I love about them is this. They're incredibly small. See how narrow it is? It takes a nice basic battery, but they have a massive amount of control. They go very bright, which is great. So they're super bright. We can adjust the temperature on them, which is awesome. Now, when you're traveling, light is good, small is good, but here's the thing. All of the video, or the majority of the video that we're shooting is going to be at night, so you need to have some light with you. And because they're absolutely tiny, it means that we can travel with incredibly small light stands. These little guys are wonderful. They're a Manfrotto light stand. They weigh nothing, and I only need to take 2 of those. So I'm taking a couple of light stands, 2 light panels, which are perfect for doing all my interviews and all my tutorials and bits and pieces, so they're great. So those guys are coming with us. What else have we got here? Okay, we're taking the TG Tracker Olympus action cameras, and we can do all sorts of stuff with them, but what I'll mainly be using them for is attaching them to windows. So this is a little GoPro mount. So yeah, let's see if we set this in there. Hey, oh, look at that. So I'll be attaching this guy to all sorts of things. I've got 2 of them. I might use them for time lapses when I'm on the aeroplane, flying on the aeroplane. And on a slightly different scale is this one here. I just got this the other day. We did a test with it this morning in the car, which is pretty funny. It works beautifully. I'll be using this when we have the car, attaching it to windows on the inside, on the outside. It's made of steel, Delcom product. It is built like a brick shit house, absolutely robust, and will comfortably hold one of these cameras. So that's coming with us. It's reasonably lightweight too, which is great. And here's the only other bit of grip that I'm taking. So I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff to the camera, walking along, talking to the camera. This is a nice, easy way to do this. Normally what you'd have to do is hold the camera with your hand like that, but this is a little grip that I 3D printed, and it's beautiful. It's like a trigger. It fits my hand nice, which is good because I've got big hands. And what it means is that I can be just talking to the camera and recording. You might have just a simple audio setup. You might have one of the Olympus recorders on there, like so. Good to go. Nice and easy to hold, robust. The footage will be super stable because it's stabilized footage. So that's going to be a really nice little setup there. So, so thinking about holding gear. This is pretty much everything we're taking. Tripods, light stands. Here we are, one more. I'm going to take this pole here. It holds a 360 camera. Now, why would I take a piece of equipment specifically for that? Well, when you're shooting with the 360 camera, it sees everything coming down from below it. So if you have a big tripod, it'll see that, or a light stand or whatever. So the great thing about this guy is that you can take a 360-degree photo quite away from where we are. So I can hold that up in the air, or I can, you can do all sorts with it. And it means that our 360-degree photos, we get the best that we can possibly get from that. And we may have some other uses for this pole, but it's reasonably lightweight, which is good. I don't think there's anything else that we're taking regarding grips. We're taking a few, like I'm taking 2 of these little tripods in bits and pieces, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think we need any more. All up, it's reasonably lightweight, although it is always the heaviest thing that we take away. But in my mind, it's all pretty important stuff. Hope you enjoyed taking a look at all of that. Then we've got a few other things to show you. But yeah, grip, mounts, tripods, lights. Awesome, thank you.